Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? Oh, we have lots of ground to cover today. That's for sure. I hope that you've all gone to the Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott and downloaded your brand new giftable printable for Veterans Day. If you haven't and you are not a member of my private Facebook group, I sure hope that you'll join. I put new things out there periodically for us to create together and make cards and send cards. So if you would follow in like Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it. And then please ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott. When you go to join that, you're going to be asked 3 questions: what you want to learn from me, what classes you've taken from me, and I ask for your email address. I give away lots of free content, and so I hope that becoming a newsletter subscriber is doesn't seem like too steep of a price tag for you. So let's talk about our bingo game that's been going on all week. Each person will have, you can print off your bingo card, and then as you create cards to fill in, to meet the calls that are on here, you're going to color it in. Some people are getting really fancy with their coloring in. You can color it in however you choose. That's the beauty, right? It's your bingo card. And then once you create your card and you post it, you take a picture of it and then post it to your social media, making sure that you tag Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs so that I can see it. I won't see it unless you tag me. And then if you would take a picture of your bingo card as you fill in your squares. And remember, down here is all of the information about what bingos we're going to use. Cover all 4 corners, vertical row, horizontal row, diagonal. So I think that's that. I have some coloring to do because I have been creating cards, and that's always such a great feeling, isn't it? So I want to get to the new art printable. So I'm going to share with you what my thought was. I wanted to pay tribute to veterans. I have many, many, many veterans in my family, and I admire and am grateful for each of them. That's for sure. So I wanted to do something where I could pay tribute to them and in a Anne way. You know what I mean? So I thought, what better way than to draw a camouflage heart, because I love them all, and a thank you banner because I'm grateful for their service and, you know, just them in my life. Okay, so I thought that it would be fun to use some products that I haven't used in a while, some mediums. So I got out my Zig Clean Colors and my Tombos. I just thought those would be super fun to play with because we haven't played with them in a while. And you know, it's always good to sharpen your skills, right? So I made a little swatch I pulled a bunch of greens and a couple of reds, because if you'll notice, I did a little camo heart inside of the heart. I just thought that might be one more way to add a little love. And now I'm doing my chart with my clean colors. And that is just red, regular old red. I'm almost done with this one, but you know, I always run out of time. I think I've got it under control, and then, you know, something else comes up. May green. So by doing this, you know, when we print on watercolor paper usually comes 9 by 12. And so we have to trim off those edges, and I keep the strips that I cut off, deep red, and use them for these little swatches. It just helps me, to have a visual to, kind of count on as I'm coloring. Everybody make sure you have a big drink. Okay, let's get coloring. So let's start with Zig Clean Colors. I don't know what markers you happen to have, but these are the ones I'm going to use this morning. Oh, I'm so glad that you're on High Supplies mailing list. Yay! His stuff is so amazing, and he is the nicest man. I'm telling you, like, he's the nicest man. Okay, I'm going to start with my little red heart with it. Well, I'm going to paint it red. You can paint it whatever color you want. I'm going to start by coloring in my red heart, just because I kind of want to, I don't want to mistakenly color that camo green. I mean, you can do camo, you know, in shades of browns and tans. You can do whatever you choose. There we go. Okay, so I used this red. So I'm feeling this olive green and mid green, and maybe those are the two that I'm really kind of feeling. Yep, olive green and mid green. Those are the ones that are kind of speaking to me this morning. Oh no, Carol, I'm so sorry. Is that happening to anybody else? Am I cutting out on anybody else? Let me know. But you know what? I don't know what I can do. I don't know if there's who knows? Who knows? So let's just start coloring in our camo. Nice and slow. Okay, so you know, I try to find some interesting talking points for these classes, and I found one on a show I started watching last night, and I told Jeff, oh, I can use that for my class. So do you notice this coloring technique I'm just doing back and forth? We learned this in art school, that the more you go back and forth like this, the smoother your color applies. So I just do it as close to the line next to me as possible, so that I get as few overlaps or white spaces as possible. I love these markers because they have a small brush. Tombows have a long brush. Do you see the difference? Tombo's nib is quite substantial. Zig Clean Colors is smaller, so I feel like I have more control. But there's lots of things I love about Tombows too. So it's not it's not that I like one more than the other. Anywho, so here's the question I'm going to present to you. If you were maid of honor, you were going to be maid of honor for your friend's wedding, but you were given the chance to begin your dream job. And it was on the same exact day. And there was no, what do I want to say? You had to start that day. It was like there was no, what's the word I'm trying to find? It had to be that day. No exceptions. What would you do? I think I know what most of you will say. Oh, Michelle, that makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. Yes, I have lots of veterans in my life that I will be making these cards for. And I thought that by putting it out today, everybody would have lots of time to create your cards and write a thoughtful sentiment and get them out in the mail. That's what I was thinking. So what are your thoughts on that? What would you do if you were presented with that dilemma? Would you... I think I'm just going to do these two colors. I'm kind of feeling that. Would you continue to be... It is a tough choice, but it's interesting, isn't it? Would you talk to your friend? Would you... It was fast. So then Jeff and I were discussing it, and he said he would take the dream job, and I said absolutely not. Your friend's wedding happens, hopefully, once in your lifetime. Once in her lifetime. Or his lifetime, whichever the case may be. Yeah, I know. Because wouldn't there just always seems like there would be a possibility of a compromise in some kind of way. But I think that's what girls do, right? We look for the compromise. That's why we should have a woman president. I think. Because I think women think things through in a different way. So I'm feeling like, so now once I'm, oh, interesting, Michelle. Well, I don't know that, yeah, I know. There's so many variables, isn't there? So many variables. I just thought it was fascinating. And, you can say whatever now, but who knows if you were really presented with that kind of a situation. I just thought that was an interesting... They had a bunch of other ones too, but they were, I thought some of them were really lame. Sorry to say. Okay, where's my lighter green? Oh, I'm so excited. We have all the windows open today. It's so lovely outside. Well, put lighter here. Do you have this moment where you're kind of pondering? I had to kind of really think about fatigues and the shades of green. You know, different branches of the military have different fatigues, certainly, and they have different camo, and different times in life would have different, or, you know, timelines in history would have different camo. I just find it fascinating. I feel like I might want to do a little bit of shading. Maybe right here. I'm going to go over it with the dark and then come back with my lighter. Kind of pull that color. That's kind of pretty. Kind of digging that. And I think that's adding a little bit. Let's do the deeper right here. So now I want to go back with the olive green again. Around the edges. Especially on the edge here to just create some nice dimension. See what kind of happens there. Go over that with the lighter, see what happens. So was anybody else coloring a camo heart with me? I was also thinking, like, the ribbon, shall we do a yellow ribbon? I always love the yellow ribbon. No, the doors are open, Hans. The doors and windows are open because it's beautiful here today. I know, they're loud. We do have lots of songbirds in our hood. We have a big tree in our front yard. And can I tell you, I just love that bird song, don't you? Ugh. It just makes me happy. That's so funny. I was just talking to Joni and Carmen about it last night, and I said, it's interesting to me how morning bird song and afternoon bird song are different, you know? In the evening, I think there are many more in my neighborhood that have something to say. And these all have something to say. That's for sure. Crazy birds. All right, let's see. I feel like I need some more dark up here. So Jeff and I started to watch this show last night, well, maybe 2 nights ago, called, oh, dang it. What is the name of that show? But it's about this blind girl. It was a CW show. Maybe it still is. But we started watching it on Netflix. And it is, oh my gosh, it's fascinating. Fascinating. Hey, Donna, how are you? Hi, Darlene. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are brand new here and you are not a member of our private and Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group, please join us, because today this art printable is a giftable from me to you. So just go to ask to join Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott. You'll answer 3 questions and then you'll be in like Flynn, and you'll be creating right with us. So I created this art printable for veterans, for Veterans Day, as a way of saying thank you, and we love you and appreciate you. I'm just trying to fiddle around with some shading, see where it's going. It is pixelated. It is pixelated. You know what? I don't usually draw in that way, but I just thought it'd be kind of fun. It's supposed to emulate camouflage, Darlene. Let's see. Shall we go dark up here? Maybe so. It's okay to overshoot because I'm going to fussy cut this anyway. I just really like the blend of these 2 greens. I just feel like they really play well together, you know? This one, let's do dark here too. Yeah, I'm going to do, so this one I'm going to do one with Zig Clean Colors and one with Tombows. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. Because I haven't played with my Zigs or my Tombows in a while, I just thought that that would be a fun thing to play with this morning. I forgot that I have this Zig blender that I think I want to play with. I mean, that's the way we figure it out, right? As always, I've printed on my Canson watercolor paper, which there's a link in my Anne's Artsy Arsenal on my website to my Amazon store. Oh, I'm liking that. That's kind of cool. So I'm just going to blend. That's giving me some nice highs and lows. And that's kind of where I wanted to go with that, you know. Oh, I'm loving this. There's nothing like coloring, is there? No, I never find 8.5 by 11 watercolor paper. And the reason that I love this one, Michelle, is that it will run through my laser printer. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so I'm gonna set this heart aside and ponder while I start my one with my Tombos. Okay, everybody take a drink. Okay, so I did the same thing where I just pulled a bunch of greens and a couple of reds because that I was thinking I want to create this heart in the same manner as the first one with a little red heart, and the rest I wanted to be green camo. And so here are the colors I pulled, and now I'm going to look at my swatch. Oh, Carol, that's awesome. I love that you used it all. I hope that you'll use my Amazon affiliate account, order it from my website, because it helps me a little bit. Not much, but it does help a little bit. And I have some other art supplies up there that are some of my faves. So I'm feeling like 098, let's see, 098, 076. Those are the colors I'm kind of feeling. So we can paint in our normal way with our, like, just color it straight, or we can certainly use a water brush and kind of make watercolor with it. We could have done that with our zigs too. You know, I love an art supply that I can use in many ways. And so let's do it this way. So we're going to scribble some down on my craft mat here. Then I'm going to come in with my, there we go, with my water brush. And then I'm just going to start to build some blocks of color. And you know, this is certainly my more in my comfort zone to create washy layers of color, little by little, building those layers. But it's fun to push the envelope in your own head sometimes too, isn't it? To create in a new way. And by doing that, you will, I'm telling you, your art will grow you know what, it'll grow a lot. Exponentially. Is that the word I'm trying to say? Because every time you improve in one area with your art, you'll improve in another area with your art. There. Here. I'm just going to kind of block some things out. One more. Okay. Oh, one more. Okay, now let's do the same thing. That's what I do too. That's what I do too, Tam. So, like I said, I finally figured out how to place multiple items on my Amazon affiliate account on my website, It's under Anne's Artsy Arsenal. Oh, I can't tell. Well, if you've been with me, you know the struggle I've had to get that going. But it's up there now. Yay! Okay, everybody take a drink. And now let's come in. Let's do the same kind of technique with the deeper shade, which is 076. No, this is the lighter one, actually. Interesting. But it's more green. Kind of digging that. But I'm just going to do a watery wash of each of these colors and then build slowly. And then luckily I'll have 2 Veterans Day cards to send. I have many more to create and send, but you know. I love this technique because it means that my colors will last forever because I'm using so little of them, you know? When I use any of these, of my water-based mediums in a water color kind of way, it makes such a difference. Just add a little water. There we go. Trying hard to not have the little square bleed into the big. Oh, and you're not an early bird, Tam. You are not an early bird. It's so funny because I absolutely am an early bird. I was texting with Lindsay at like 5 o'clock this morning. And we were talking about how much we appreciate that we're both early birds and we can have those little chats early in the morning. Isn't that funny? Some people are and some people aren't. Well, maybe I should talk about something exciting then, huh, Tam? So that you don't fall asleep. Okay. Oh, I have one. Well, I have this section to do, so let's do that dark, I think, or whatever this color is that's in my hand. And then we'll build some more. I noticed that, you know, this is a much smoother way to apply color than with markers, like by using the marker straight onto the substrate, onto your image. But, you know. Okay, I have a couple of different reds. Where's my little thing? Where's my little swatchy? Here we go. So I have a couple of different reds. Oh, thank you, Donna. That's so nice. I think I want to go with 856. Maybe 885 and 856. Let's see. I don't know. What if we do like a little bit of that in the center? And then we just try and move it around a little bit. And then we can certainly build more color around it, right? We can, I'm just gonna kind of a little bit outline this, the shape, and then come back in with my water brush, move that color around a little bit so that my center remains light and I have a little bit of light around the edges. Now let's come in with the darkest shade around the edge. There we go. Pretty. Hi, Jan Francis. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, the time changes. You know, we never changed time here in Arizona, so it's always weird. But I have to be aware of it because my sister lives in Montana, my kid lives in Texas, my parents live in Michigan. So my niece lives in Missouri. So I always kind of have to be aware of the time because, you know, there's nothing like calling someone at the wrong time. Hi, Diana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are just getting here, be sure to check out my, make sure that you join my Facebook, my private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Ann Corbiere-Scott, to get this free giftable printable for Veterans Day. Okay, what colors did I do that? I think I did. I think I'm going to start adding color this kind of way. I'm just going to add, still add a little pink on there. Build that color little by little. And for me, this is so relaxing to just build color this way. I know it feels kind of slow going, but I love it. Makes me so happy. Well, Donna, I wish you were in Arizona. I wish you, well, oh, I thought you said you wish you were in Arizona. I wish you were in Arizona because then we could just get together and make stuff together. But I wish, you know, I kind of have to make a concerted effort to remember where everyone is and what time they are compared to me, you know? Hey, Lucy, welcome, welcome, welcome. So the way to get this new giftable printable is to join my private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Ann Corbiere-Scott. Super easy to do. Just answer 3 questions and then you're in. And once you do that, you'll see that there are other giftable printables available to you in the file section. It's starting to, like, little by little kind of come together, I think. Hi, Dolores. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am painting on my Veterans Day giftable printable, which is available in it's available free of charge in my private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Ann Corbiere-Scott. Ooh, it's starting to come together, isn't it? Oh, look at it. So fascinating that these that the tombos, I think because I'm using so much water, they are really so much more subtle than the zigs, which is kind of fascinating, isn't it? Build that color, move that color around. I just love that, the process of moving color around. It makes me so happy. I told myself I wasn't going to just use watercolors like I do like all the time. I want to do something different. I really just wanted I wanted them to look kind of old and battered. The fatigues, I wanted them to look like they've been around for a while. So if you know any friends that you think would appreciate this artwork or any of my artwork, if you would ask them to join our artsy clan in the Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott private group, please invite them. The more the merrier. The more of us that can get together and make art. I don't know that there's anything finer. That's for sure. It's starting to come together. I just love it. Let's do this. Okay, I colored a lot on that one. Let's see what happens. And I'm not squeezing my water brush at all because I don't want a bunch of water to come out. I just want to blend the edges, you know? I just like to get that, move that color ever so slightly. And just build and build and build. I feel like maybe I want to make this, do this art printable in all kinds of different mediums, you know? Absolutely, Darlene. Absolutely. I could do the same exact technique with my zigs, yeah. So let's there's some color there. Let's pick some color up. We can just blend that out. Move that color. You know, that's so funny. This light hits my whatever I'm working on in such a way that I get this glare. So I have to tilt my head way to one side to be able to see exactly what I'm doing. So if it looks like I don't know what I'm doing, that's kind of why. Let's move that. There, do you see that little bit of just the water brush on top of the colored area is giving us a nice, we're just softening those edges, moving. There we go. moving that color around. And I'm even thinking that it might be kind of cool to do some water splats on there here, you know? That might be a cool artsy thing to do. Every now and again I will pull when I feel like I have a lot of pigment on the end of my water brush, I will just pull it and wipe it on my paint cloth. Wipe the excess onto my paint cloth. There we go. Zigs, I will say, they go down one color and then they dry kind of another color. So that's kind of an interesting thing to observe and be aware of, you know? Like this is feeling really dark down here, so I can use my water brush to activate that color again and then pull some of it off. Oh, loving that. But now I'm really thinking about doing the splatter, do you know, with water. So I'm going to get some water in my hand. Just let it sit for a second and then see what I can pull up with my paint cloth. So how about all of you? Have you finished one of your hearts? Have you thought about what you want to do with your ribbon? Do you want to do like a yellow ribbon? Oh, look at how cool that looks. Oh, you guys, I'm loving it. I love it, love it, love it. Look at that. That's exactly what I wanted it to look. Kind of old and, you know, worn. Oh, I love that. And it looks so painterly, which is right up my alley, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, I'm loving that. I'm loving that. So remember that this one is the zigs, and this one is the tombos. So let's fiddle around with tombos a little bit more. Just move that color. And just know that these are all water-based products, so you can mix them and match them. If you have a zig color that you really like, you can absolutely use it with your tombos. Use it with your watercolors. Use it with your distress crayons. All those water-based products are meant to be activated with water. And so they can all kind of work together. Oh, so pretty. Okay, do some more. Move, move, move. I just love the idea of building all those layers of color, you know? So if you are in my private Facebook group and you do download this printable and you do create some cards with it, please share them with me. I'm so anxious to see how everyone uses these, you know? That makes me so happy. Let's do a little bit more here. I think I might want to do the same thing with this. Really deepen these colors and then come back and do the splatter, the water splatter, to give it that same kind of aged vibe. I'm really digging that. And I hope that everyone has a veteran that they could celebrate this year for Veterans Day. I was just telling my friends last night, you know, do you remember Veterans Day used to be such a big deal? We had parades in the town I grew up in, and we had veterans were always passing out the poppies. I just think we've lost some of that, and that's kind of sad, you know? There's a big water blop right there. I think we need to get back to celebrating them. No matter your party affiliation, we're all Americans. Politics shouldn't have anything to do with support, you know? I hate that it's become that, because it shouldn't. But I think politics has seeped into all kinds of stuff where it doesn't belong. Oh, you guys. I'm loving it. I know it looks kind of brownish on screen, but in person, it's this beautiful kind of camo greens. I'm just loving it. It's really making me happy. And by building those layers, then you have those little bits of highs and lows and lights and darks. And that's what I love. Yeah, you know what? At my child's elementary school, they had a Veterans Day celebration every year, and it was so amazing. They played the each what's the branch of the military, they played their song. They Christine, it is Let's Get Artsy with Corbiere-Scott. I don't have a it's Let's Get Artsy with Anne. Here we go. Let's Get Artsy with Corbiere-Scott. You need to answer 3 questions, but that's easy peasy. I promise they're not hard. It's not hard at all. So, and if you would follow Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I would greatly appreciate that. Oh, it's really starting to kind of have that funky vibe that I'm kind of going for. It is, it is, it is. Oh, whoops. I just put the zig on there. Whoops. Well, that's kind of cool though, isn't it? To have like a third color, which I think in hindsight, I kind of wish I would have done 3 colors instead of 2 colors. I wish I would have shown you that you can blend them. You know, I think that would have been better. But, you know, you live and learn, right? Oh, I'm loving it. I wonder if I mix. Irene, how are you? Are you guys down here or are you still up in Canada? I think I'm going to do some of this zig on top of the tombos and see kind of where I go. Look at how nice that's working with it. Don't you love when you just kind of happen upon a cool idea? Let's try this one. I'm really liking mixing and matching these colors. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, let's see. Carol, I just read that you were a nurse at the Iowa Veterans Home. That I love that. I love that. Good morning, James. How are you? Long time no see. We are creating with a brand new giftable printable that I created for Veterans Day that's available in the Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group. Let's see. This seems a little light, but I want to keep it light, but just give it a little more color. There we go. That's kind of, oh, I'm loving it. I hope you guys are loving yours just as much. But now I want to do them in all different, I have a goal of sending a bunch of these. So I'm thinking that I might want to do some different mediums like watercolors or colored pencils or a combination of both of those. My art crayons, you know, all kinds of them. Don't you think that would be fun? Let's make it a deal. Let's make it a challenge to just send as many veterans cards as we can. This one is free, Jamie. So you can go, as long as you're a member of my Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott private Facebook group, you'll get this one for free. You guys, I'm loving it so much. I think I'm going to do that thing though too. Before I sign off, I'm going to do that water speckly thing again. Oh, because look at this one. Isn't that the bomb diggity? I just love it, love it, love it. I don't even know, like I haven't even pondered what I'm going to do on the background, like as my mat. I don't know yet. I don't know. Okay, let's stick. put down my paint cloth and then lift it up. Yes, yes. Ah, look at it. It's just what I wanted it to be. Don't you love when what you see in your head comes alive on the page? There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Look at, I have 2. So I'm all set to make those into cards to send out today to my far-flung family and friends. I adore you all. I just can't believe my luck that you all come to spend time with me. It just fills my heart. So please, let's do a movement. Let's get lots of Veterans Day cards out there this year. So ask family and friends to join my private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Ann Corbiere-Scott, and download this printable and send lots of cards. So it is Thursday, so I will see you again on Monday. I need to make sure that I put a notice out. We have to take Sophie back to the animal hospital on Tuesday, so our pop-in paint party will be on Monday instead. I will put some notices. I will put it in the newsletter tomorrow, and I will put it out on social media so that everybody knows. But just know that Monday will be our next pop-in paint party. And you know what? We still have time to make some more Veterans Day cards on Monday and get them in the mail. I adore you all. Thank you so much. Bye.